What's up, Scorpio? We are just cranking them out today, which I love, love, love. I am now shifting into doing a reading. I just did Libra, and now I am doing Scorpio. I am doing a March, April, May, June 4-month series, or what I'm calling the spring series, prediction videos, and it is Scorpio's turn. Some of the sexiest and some of my most favorite people on the earth are Scorpio, so shout out to y'all. Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much, my beloved, my honorable ancestors, my spirit guides and angels. Thank y'all for opening my heart, for opening and helping to heal my heart, my mind, and my throat, for guiding my hands and my words and helping me to deliver a message to the Scorpio collective that you would have me deliver. Thank y'all so much for everything. I love you. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Ashe. Shout out to Justy Robinson Media. He is the videographer and the catalyst. That Ace of Spades energy is cracking. How funny is cracking up in here. And so yeah, we're gonna crank out as many videos as we can until we crash, and then y'all probably won't hear from us for at least 2 or 3 days, or at least not on readings. We may do some yoga stuff, but I'm gonna need some rest. Anyway, so I pull a four card top line, and then I'll pull 1 card at least for each month. Sometimes I might be compelled to choose clarifiers. I'm going to do a couple of shuffles and a cut, and then we will go ahead and get into the spring 2020 prediction reading featuring myself, your girl Sarah Svatii Says, aka You the Best. Reading cards for the Scorpio collective. What? Alrighty. This Jack of Spades energy is not playing games right now. So y'all's long range energy, the Scorpio long range energy for the spring of 2020 is the Jack of Spades. The most creative card in the deck. I think he's popped up in 3 of maybe the 4 readings that I've done this week, and it's not because I'm not shuffling the cards. But the Jack of Spades is the most creative card in the deck. It is the thief, the actor, and the spiritual initiate, and I would ask you to be prepared to encounter any and all of that. So protect yourself. Maybe obviously don't get panicky, but just calmly take extra precautions around making sure that you're not open and vulnerable for someone to steal from you or lie to you and get away with it. But that's only one aspect. Even if that does happen, I can guarantee you that you're also either manifesting or actualizing this actor energy, this very potent and expressive, like, get stuff off your chest artistically type energy. And there's probably some spiritual initiation, It could be one or all of those. Yeah. I'll leave that there for now. I'm tempted to go on, but let's go ahead and look at our Pluto card, the 4 of Clubs. Pluto is our 5D teacher. The Pluto position is the challenge that is being put before us for the time period that we're discussing. But that challenge, the challenging energy of Pluto, which is immense indeed, is like in general, no matter how good you are at a thing, Pluto is asking you to step your game up. But with the 4s, 8s, and 10s, the challenge of Pluto is much more mitigated, and it's almost a gift. You can almost be sure that because you have this 4 of Clubs, which is the card of mental stability in Pluto, that you're going to achieve it. Like, it's almost, well, you definitely have the opportunity to achieve it. You are going to have to do some work in achieving it, namely channeling this creative and chaotic energy of the Jack of Spades. Keep your journal on hand. Again, our goal, almost our only goal, right now is to raise our vibrations. And so that means that our only true enemies are fear, doubt, worry, and anxiety, because they are the only things that really can bring our vibration down. So as soon as fear, doubt, worry, and anxiety start trying to pop up, you want to do something to distract the mind, something creative, get a coloring book. No matter how good of a music maker or painter you are, you're not always going to have the energy to pull the tools together to do what you normally do. But it's very easy to grab a coloring book and a couple of markers. And so being creative, and then being creative, journaling, which is a form of creativity, but I still feel like it needs its own personal mention because it's huge. Journaling is, in my opinion, the best way to declutter the mind. But yeah, so fear, doubt, worry, anxiety pop up. We immediately want to do something creative if possible, and chant affirmation if not. There's very few situations that we're going to be in where we can't begin, even if it has to be silently. We should have the opportunity to chant some affirmation and distract the mind from, I wanted to say the BS, but I'll say nonsense. I don't know why I'm editing myself, but I am. That Ace of Spades energy is in the room for real, for this particular reading. Ace of Spades is the Magi. It is the card of ambition. It is one of the most creative cards in the deck. Aces are very creative energies. Jacks, the Jack is considered more creative, but the Jack is more about pure creativity and expression, whereas the Aces are about taking something from the idea realm and birthing it. It's like the Ace of Spades especially is that huge pulse of energy that is created when a sperm and an egg connect and life is born from something that did not previously have life. Like, that is the kind of spark that y'all are manifesting. Aces are transformation. It's death and rebirth all at the same time. So ultimately this creative energy is coming in to shake things up, to put you on your square as far as doing the things that you need to do to maintain your mental stability, which is not going to be as hard as it could be, again, because you have a 4 here kind of balancing all of this energy out. But ultimately, this spring for you is all about manifesting some serious transformation and becoming new and leveling up. We're shifting. 3D is over for anybody who's ready for it to be over. It's your choice. Bottom of the deck, nice. The Joker, which in this position, upright, I read the Joker as the Fool, or for me, maybe kind of a pared down version of the Fool. Mainly when I see the Joker, that's when I know that I need to be prepared to go with the flow and not try to control things and stick to a schedule. When the Joker is present, you're being asked to go this way, that way, this way, that way, this way, that way, all based on intuition or what happens in the moment. It is not about, I got a 12 o'clock, a 1 o'clock, a 3 o'clock. The Joker is about who wants to see me, I'm going there. Then who wants to see me, I'm going there. It's just following a path, an energetic path, following our intuition, and pretty much using logic kind of in a background sense, but not as the guide. Again, we're talking about a fool here, and I think maybe that's a harsh description. Maybe the fool is a harsh description, but ultimately there are a lot of people, especially in the West, who consider it foolish for people to do things that don't logically make sense, for people to follow their heart over their rationale. But the bottom line is that rationale is dying ultimately at this point, And we're moving from 3D enlightened mind to 5D enlightened heart. We got to clear up that third eye. Erase, forget about duality. A separation is not the truth. We are all one. And yes, it's very difficult to actually live that way and to see that when you encounter someone who hurts you. But figuring out how to do that, how to love those people from a distance, is a part of what we're born for. We're here to learn how to love unconditionally, even if that means, and probably often it does mean, we have to love somebody from a distance. But again, y'all are ultimately transforming and being led on a very creative, and probably it's not a straight path. This spring for the Scorpio collective is definitely a squiggly line. But if you open your heart and let go of fear, you're going to be led on an amazingly beautiful journey of transformation. And I am happy for y'all. Shout out to the Scorpio collective. Let's go ahead and get into the months. In March, we have the Six of Hearts, which is the Peacemaker's card. Sixes are all about the resolution of karma. So in March, even though there's not that much time left, y'all probably shouldn't expect much to change in your love life or in your loving relationships in general. But that's kind of nice. Sometimes it's cool just to remain where we're at. If you're single and you don't want to be, or if you are attached and you want to be single, that's probably not going to happen in March. But just use the time, the opportunity that you have with your loved ones, even if it's kind of challenging. Use the triggers that come up as opportunities to grow. It's the Peacemaker's card. It's a time of just being right here. Moving into April. Damn, the first King of Spades. Y'all got all the Spades energy. This is transformation for real happening for Scorpio in spring of 2020. That's what's up. The King of Spades is the master, is the final and most powerful card in the deck. It is an individual who has so much control over himself that ultimately everything around him just happens the way that he intends it to happen. He's very serious about his work. He probably does have bank, or at least the opportunity to have bank, but he's more focused on a job well done than how much he's getting paid for the job. But the King of Spades is the master. Probably the only caveat or warning with the King of Spades is he's one of the three fixed cards in the deck, and he's pretty much my way or the highway. And even for kings, that doesn't necessarily work. So just be in your power in April, but understand that just because we have power doesn't mean we're right. I think there's a lot of eights and people who just are born with power running around in the world thinking that because they have power, it makes them right. And it's not true. It just means you have power. But with power, to whom much is given, much is expected. So that power that you're given, if you use it for evil, it's going to cost you. It is going to cost you. It is going to cost you. So use your powers for good in April, but be prepared. You keep channeling that creative energy in a productive fashion and be open to going with the flow, and you are going to run into some information or some energies or some situations that in April are going to firmly situate you in your highest high. And wow, that's super dope. Shout out to Scorpio. In May, you have the Queen of Clubs, which is the mother of intuition. So you're going to be shifting a little bit out of that. So kings are about mastery and authority, while queens are about mastery and service. So it's like you're coming into this power in April only to turn around and figure out how to use it and share with others in May. And ultimately also the masculine energy is very action oriented, go, do, while the queen sits and receives. The queen gets rich by attracting the wealth. The queen is not running around chasing anything. The queen is sitting still, getting her regal on, and attracting the things that she wants. So y'all are going to be shifting from a very go energy in April to a more sit still, get centered, attract, and share kind of energy in May, which is super dope. I'm going to clarify that. And the clarifying card for that Queen of Clubs is the Jack of Hearts, or the Christ card, the card of sacrifice. So ultimately, again, to whom much is given, much is expected. So those who are successful, those Scorpios who are successful at actualizing that King of Spades energy in April, are going to turn around in May and be asked to use that power to help and sacrifice for others. But the result of those sacrifices are like spiritual revelation and kind of creative energy that you can't imagine. It's a wonderful gift. Shout out to Scorpio in May. Final card for the and then we're gonna go ahead and close that out. And it makes a lot of sense when I think of the Scorpios that I know. And there's one in particular that's in my mind. I'm not gonna shout her out because I'm not sure she would appreciate it. But y'all are closing out the spring in June with the Eight of Hearts, the card of emotional power. Again, eights, or maybe not again, but earlier in other readings I talked about how eights are all about power. Again, 4, 8s, and 10s are all power cards, but 8 specifically is about power. I think of the Eight of Hearts as the healer card. So it's like y'all are coming into some sort of mastery, power, and authority in April, shifting into your receptive inner self in May, and using your intuition to give to others. And again, I spoke about how the Jack of Hearts is going to attract like spiritual revelation. Like for every great gift you get, you will receive a gift of revelation. And those revelations that you receive in May are leading you to your highest healer energy in June. So shout out to the Scorpio Collective. I'm going to do some clarifying cards. I don't think this is necessarily for the Eight of Hearts. I think it's for the read in general. So I'm going to go on top. So that healer energy, ultimately, y'all are being called upon to work, to really just focus on controlling your mental state, staying mentally stable. And the result of that work, when coupled with being able to go with the flow, is bringing you into your power, your intuition, and your, I guess, your desire to, or shit, let's just call it your Christ self. It's the Christ card. So you're coming into your Christ card, your emotional power, your healership. I just made that word up, or maybe I didn't, but. And then that healer is going to open you up to the Three of Hearts. Threes are the first kind of creative energy of the deck. Again, you have 3 jacks and a 3 in this reading, so there's all kind of creative energy there, which is why ultimately going with the flow is the best thing you can do when there's a lot of chaotic energy around. You don't want to try to control it and manipulate it. You want to channel it, stay decluttered, but ultimately you're moving, you're shifting, and it's going to bring you to a place where you attract new opportunities for love and begin to learn new ways to express your love. Which brings us to the Wheeler Dealer. So we become healers, which attracts new lovers, which eventually brings us business partners. So the spring season for the Scorpio Collective is all about channeling creative energy, being guided and open to being all over the place, anywhere but the straight path. But it's going to lead you to the business partners you need to offer the services, the intuition, the gifts that you want to give, whatever that means for you, Scorpio. That's what's up. This is a dope reading. We are on a roll. I don't know if we're going to do another one. If we do, the next one will be Aquarius. I want to shout out again, Justy Robinson Media. Please check out my Bubba. He's doing Dream, Create, Inspire content right now. He's kind of on a roll. He wrote a dope play as a call by the Black Actors Guild. Justy Robinson Media, this Ace of Spades. He is a name to know. He's a name to know. Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Scorpio. Thank you, my beloved, my honorable ancestors, spirit guides, angels. Whew. Thank you for the air that we breathe. Amen. Ashe, and so it is. I mean, peace, Scorpio. I guess if this resonates with you, please like, comment, share, subscribe, spread the good word. Hit me up if you want a reading. I'm doing readings on Google Hangouts now so that there is a two-way connection. You're able to get your questions answered and exchange some energy and learn. I really can help you if you're feeling unclear, kind of formalize your path and learn how to play the cards you were dealt.